Welcome to Henry's Take. Henry's Take will take you to the world of Western media and rebut some misunderstanding, bias, or false accusations. United States President Joe Biden broke his earlier promises and pardoned his son Hunter Biden ahead of a court's sentencing on his gun possession and tax evasion charges. Some Republican and Democratic lawmakers lashed out at Biden for abusing the pardon power and putting his family's interests ahead of the country's. How have Biden and his predecessors abused the pardoning power? How has America become the rule of dead rather than the rule of law? First, Biden's pardon of his son goes against the spirit of the US Constitution on clemency. It is one of the most controversial presidential pardons in the US. The president has the power to grant pardon to anyone for violating federal crimes, and it aims to protect Americans from facing miscarriage of justice and harsh punishment. So far, Biden has granted 27 pardons, and Donald Trump issued over 140 pardons in his first term. But Biden abused the pardon power to spare his son a possible prison sentence, who can now walk away from the convictions by due process. It has set a very bad precedent for future presidents. Second, the pardon by Biden has exposed the American hypocrisy in criticizing the rule of law and judicial independence of other countries. Biden is not the first US president to issue a pardon to give favor to his own family. Former American presidents also pardoned their families, friends, and political allies. Trump pardoned his campaign advisors on various charges and his son-in-law's father, Charles Kushner, on tax evasion. The president's pardons can meddle in prosecutors' investigations and trials, eroding the justice system in the US. And there are no checks and balances on how the president exercises the pardon power by the Congress. Americans should be worried about the state of democracy in the nation. While the Americans frequently attacked Hong Kong as undemocratic, our chief executive has limited powers of pardoning, and they are used judiciously. While the CE can exercise pardon power and commute the penalties of prisoners based on the basic law, he or she has not exercised the power to pardon anyone convicted of criminal offences before all judicial proceedings are completed, nor has he or she pardoned any of their family members. America is moving from the rule of law towards the rule of dead, and this represents the decay of the whole democratic and legal systems. The US is in no position to lecture other places on the rule of law and democracy. The abuse of pardoning power is very likely to get worse when Trump 2.0 starts in January next year. Pardon me may well have a new meaning and become the norm in this decaying system.